as we're off in Week 4. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. C.J. Anderson with it. Of course, a big part of the Rams' run to the Super Bowl last year. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Connor on first down going to be stopped up as he'll lose about 3. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
Now on 2nd and 13, Roethlisberger. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go.
On 3rd and 1, it's Roethlisberger. But it's brought in by Washington. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. But forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. On 1st and 10 is Connor. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets them into a 3rd and 1 situation.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 1.
Block 80. You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me. Kill. Quarter. Kill.
They'll try and run forward with Connor. And he's going to have a 1st down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs, gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
Here's Roethlisberger. And yes, complete to the tight end McDonald. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another 1st down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. If you're going to run against this unit, especially down here, just beware. I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Yeah, and then they go ahead and they double down with the whole thing because you think, okay, let's throw the ball. Oh, yeah, that's right. They defend the pass pretty well, too. Very difficult task right now.
Connor, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
They'll try to surge ahead with Connor. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only able to pick up a yard, and that's going to leave him with a long 4th and goal. Such a long drive here. 3 points. That would be a disappointment, but I don't know if you can go for it here, can you?
Well, you know, the defense was really giving them a lot all the way downfield, and now they've stiffened. Forget that bend, don't break. Now they don't even want to let them get a yard, do they? So in this spot, you remember what the coaches told us before the ball game? Any drive that ends with a kick is going to be okay with us, whether it's a punt, a field goal, or an extra point. Take the field goal right here.
Boswell signed to a 4-year deal prior to last season, but he struggled a little bit.
Yeah, do you think that they saw 13 of 20 when they signed him to a 4-year deal?
Not at all.
Needs a big bounce back in 2019 if he wants to see the end of that contract.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. Fairly short kick, taken at the 14 here. And a less than desirable return as he's out of bounds at the 15-yard line. So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at their own 15. This is Joe Mixon, 4th in the NFL in rushing last season. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Dalton with a give here to Mixon. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Hands up. Lead. Mark 52. He's tired of you.
Passing, it's Dalton. He's got his man, Boyd. A gain of 19 and picking up the first. Andy Dalton looked good on that pass, but I'll tell you what, all time in his career against Pittsburgh, it has been a struggle. 3-12 as a starter against these Steelers. Just more evidence of their dominance over the years in the AFC North. Dalton, 1st and 10. He completes it to Boyd. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
Let's go.
A gain of 13 yards. First down, Bengals.
Hands up.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Mixon will try the right side. The cornerback, it's Logan Ryan who brings him down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch twist.
Here's Dalton. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. 7 yards on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. This is 3rd and 1, very likely 4-down territory even if they don't get it, though. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright, and this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed it.
Super toe.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Let's go.
Easy.
From midfield now, here's Roethlisberger. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Just like that.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Roethlisberger throwing complete to McDonald. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Roethlisberger coming up with a 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Now Ben going to give this one to Connor. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. It was Nick Vigil there on the stop.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
57's the mic. It's a party now. Check three. Slam.
Alert.
Undercrush.
Black,
On 2nd down now, it's Connor. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
White 80.
52's the mic. Let's go, D. Tighten up. Check 9.
Easy.
Pick that.
On 3rd down, it's Connor. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And Boswell's kick is good. And they're able to double their lead just before half. It's 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out. A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
You got nothing.
Dalton. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Watch the slant. Mike 51.
To throw here, Dalton. And able to find Green. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down.
Matt Bryant on for the field goal. A 35-yard attempt.
And Bryant's kick is good. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals, because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So if you like field goals, this is your game. 6-3, 3 field goals at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
So here's Dalton and the Bengals now. 1st and 10 at the 40. Now Mixon. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. He gets this one to Boyd. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. Here's Ryan Quigley now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time, but now it's 3rd down. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. Complete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Joker, beat these two. Take 2 of them.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. He sets to fire deep. It got his man complete. That goes as a gain of 36 on 3rd down.
Now that one hurts defensively. They force him into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3 and out. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run here with Connor. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 48-yard line.
Like 20. 34.
Come on.
22, 44.
34, right 34.
On 2nd and 12, Roethlisberger. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack. So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Carlos Dunlap, the Florida Gator, chopping his way to the quarterback.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. The Bengals drive about to get going. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal.
At the 22-yard line.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And this one will go to the 28-yard line.
The defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Hands up. Lead.
Hey, 50. 50's the mic. 50's the mic. Rip left. Rip left.
Hands up.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Mixon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
On 2nd and 12, Dalton. Open man is Ross, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down. Two first downs have them up to the 41 now for 1st and 10.
You can't block me. Check 52's the mic. Check 52's the mic. Time to go. Night. He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up. Kill.
Hands up.
Now it's Mixon running right. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Hey, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter.
Tighten down. There you go.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run pass option. A quick throw now complete to Ross. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. John Ross, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals have taken the lead. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
About like what part of it.
Get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
So we will advance. We'll let everyone know the schedule when it comes to the off season, but we'll advance at certain times. So we'll probably make it like a 24-hour. Every day you get a bid. There's like what 5 days of free agency, I think, or 5 sessions, and we'll advance it. You can practice squad still now too. You can have whoever's out there, except Antonio Brown.
Without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Yeah, I mean he might be a free agent.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, if anything should be free game on there now.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by
the only thing is like the first few weeks of the regular season, you can't like steal from someone else's practice squad. Like the first 3 weeks, but week 4 it's all game. It's fair game.
Point on a terrific game, as you noted. Hard for them to put points on the board, and they hold them down one more time and finalize things.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Bryant's extra point.
Yeah, I think a lot of people like the cap hit and all that stuff probably play an effect. And I know that as they get older, they'll probably decrease in their abilities. So like next year, Fitzgerald might not be. They're probably wanting to develop the younger talent. Whoever was the Cardinals was wanting to develop, like wanting to develop the younger talent on that team because she can boost the younger talent. You know.
The Steeler offense here about ready for
and I mean, in order to do a trade, you can talk to the people, and if you both agree to the trade, then it goes to the trade committee. So the trade committee is me and the 3 other commissioners and
just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful
and another person's on the trade committee.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Here's Roethlisberger. He's got this complete to Ryan Switzer.
We advance tomorrow at 8. So we advance on Tuesdays.
Washington's got him.
Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. So we're gonna post a schedule on who you play on the league webpage, on the league Facebook, and then you just have to tag your opponent and find a time for you guys to play.
That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
You don't have to stream it, but you get +1 for streaming, like +1 for attribute.
He's going to sling, and this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Jesse Bates, and he brings it back.
This is my main one. Like I've had this since I started. This is like I have all my real life friends on and everything like that on this one. This is like my main PSN one. This is for my franchises and whatnot.
For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to
so that's what this is. And then,
whatever the reason is, he better figure it out.
Like if I'm playing other games besides Madden, I use usually this one.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know.
But then you have to there's going to be people that might need to restructure. So like that'll be on the top page. So players are wanting to negotiate. So remember that you still have to use some of that to negotiate if you want to keep them.
So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run.
Yeah, I know.
Get to him behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, but you have a lot of stars. Like,
it'll be 2nd and 11.
Remember, for if they're a star or whatever, they gain points faster to level up.
Again, Anderson. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
You got it.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying
So I
the
mean,
ball.
you can always,
But
in
when
like
that
there's
guy
game of
also
the
breaks
weeks that I
tackles
post,
and
so if
creates
you
extra
predict
yardage,
the
almost feel
game
like
right,
he's one
then
of them,
it's going to be
and
plus
they really
one of
embrace
whatever
it.
stat that I put on there.
3rd and 2 for Dalton. The open man is Smith. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40.
I'm finishing my franchise game.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a
I'm
little
playing one of
flexed
my
out position because
really
he
good
creates
friends in there.
mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing.
In the
with
game,
their
and like I
quickness,
said, there's a
their
lot of
speed,
rules.
and
There
their
should
route running
be,
savvy.
in the tag post, you should see all the rules that we have. Like the situations where you can go for it on 4th down. Stuff like that. Obviously no spamming the same plays. You can only run the same 2 plays on a possession. So you can only run a dive twice. It doesn't matter what formation it is. A dive is a dive. A stretch is a stretch. So even though it's a different formation, it's still considered the same play.
And since you mentioned neck and neck, I'm gonna stay with a little bit of a horse
Do you get what I
racing
mean?
theme. It was
So you
that
can't run a
close,
stretch
and
like
then
3
it
times
really went into the
a
gallop
possession, even
and
if it's
finished it
different
strong.
formations.
One more horse racing theme. I am glad you posted today.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So for the Bengals, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, they'll sink now to 0-4. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.
So, like, you should see a post of who you should be playing and just match up with, like, because if no one responds, if you guys set up a time and they don't respond, it's a fair, you'll get a free win. But if they respond to you and you don't respond to them, then they get the free win. But if no one can decide on a time and there's been no communication between either people, then it's a fair sim. So you always have to make contact and always have proof of that on the. So when the people post a schedule, so other commissioners post a schedule, make sure you put that, like, tag your opponent. Fuck you, AJ Green. He was mad because I didn't give him the ball enough, but I forgot that I was supposed to do that. Because I know I can beat him, I'm not ducking him. It's just an unranked game, it's just pointless for the most part. I just played Kelvin just to show people, like, hey, I'm good. Yeah, I've made him quit it before halftime like 3 of the 4 times. Who do I play next week? Oh, I play you in the second week. I play you next week. No, like the next game in week 5. No, that's week 4 in week 5. You have till tomorrow. We advance tomorrow at 7. So you have your game in this evening or tonight. So you're gonna want to tag who's ever the your team, and you wanna, like, you're supposed to play the Seahawks. So tag that guy, like talk to him in the Facebook group, and set up a time for you guys to play. Yeah. Yeah. Like, when are you available to play? Let's get it, let's get it going. Something like that. I know I played you so I play you in week 5. Then I play the Ravens, Jags, Rams, but I can't run the same plays. So I can't run H-tight the whole game on you. I have to mix it up. You have to wait for like 3, you have to make some reads and then you can scramble. You can't scramble right away. So like I can't run dime 146. Dime 146 is not allowed. You can't move your corners up to the line of scrimmage like that and contain. That's against the rules. You can, but you can't move like in 146. I move the line cornerbacks in. You can't do that in this league. Yeah. As long as you're not physically moving your line anywhere, like pinching and everything, that's fine. Yeah. Like not manually moving your guy to a different location. If that makes sense. Yeah. So it's just like sim rules, kinda. So I can't run die 146 against you. I mean, I can run 3-4 odd, but I can't run it very often. Like, you can't spam the same plays. You can run it up to 2 times. You can't do it more than 3. So like the same exact defensive play. So we're gonna have to mix things up and go by situations. Like, you can't continually run cover 3 every play. Or you can't continually run cover 4 every play. I'm debating if I should run like split close all the time. Because when I play the good people, I'm pretty much losing it down when I run the ball because the Patriots don't have that good